evening and welcome to ThaiPBS World. Thailand has successfully hosted one of the region's most important meetings, that is the ASEAN Summit. But besides all the pomp and pageantry, what have the summit and related meetings accomplished? ThaiPBS World tonight talks to Khun Arin Jira, Chairman of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, for his views on the Bangkok meetings and the challenges the regional grouping is facing. The ASEAN Summit and related meetings have been over for more than a week now. So now we have the luxury of looking back with some hindsight. I'm sure you, Khun Arin, yourself must have attended numerous ASEAN forums, ASEAN meetings, right? Mm-hmm. So if these Bangkok meetings are to have any outstanding issues or something different from the previous meetings, what do you think those things would be?
Yeah, the summit meetings have gone pretty well, both from the government side or the private sector side. I think if you look at the whole meetings, it's pretty grand. A lot of visitors, whether it's people from Asia or people from ASEAN or people from outside of this region or the continent. Everything has been very well planned, very well executed.
Okay.
And that's something that I think we should be proud of.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of things could have been better, but if you're looking at the whole setup from outside, you probably don't see those small items that but there are a lot of things that we can change, or we can learn from the mistakes. Yeah,
I think nobody questions Thailand's role as the host of the summits, right? But what about the substance of the whole thing?
To me,
the focus seems to be on RCEP, right? The Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership.
That's probably the government side. Yeah, okay. But let me just give you a flavor on the private sector side. Right. We work on this concept of empowering ASEAN 4.0.
All right.
Okay. You know about the government's theme, which is advancing a partnership for sustainability.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that they're pretty much aligned. If you look at the government side, they're looking at advancing that, which means digital economy, digital ASEAN.
All right.
Partnership. They're really looking ahead at digital connectivity, seamless ASEAN. And on sustainability, the government has to say sustainability in all dimensions.
Okay.
On the private sector side, we have 4 pillars. The first pillar is digital infrastructure, which is quite aligned with the digital ASEAN of the government. We say if there is no effective digital infrastructure, there is no 4.0. If you don't have speedy broadband internet, strong Wi-Fi signal, forget it. Number 2, we're looking at digital connectivity once you have good digital infrastructure. And we have 2 dimensions, sustainability dimensions that we want to kind of bring up to everybody, and that is the importance of human capital empowerment. We call it ASEAN Human Empowerment and Development. The acronym is AHEAD, AHEAD. And this is, right within the 4th Industrial Revolution, that we have to make sure that we upskill people, reskill people, find new jobs for people, because machines and computers will take away jobs. This is going to be difficult for people who are pretty smart, because they're going to lose their jobs. And people who are not so smart will also lose jobs. So we're looking at, actually it's very important to have also research and development in the AHEAD. Actually, that's a legacy project for us in the human capital development. Because if you have good research development, you go very far. A very simple example I can give you now is Korea 40 years ago. They were the same. They were on par with us.
Yeah, that's
Korea
right.
now, they've taken rockets up there. We're still walking. And that's because research and development money that they've put into developing the whole country. Very high, about 5-7% of GDP. For Thailand, maybe about 1% or less. The last one, the 4th pillar, is the continuation of to assist continuation. We have to continue to assist MSMEs
Yeah.
who are at a disadvantage, especially those MSMEs who are the backbone of ASEAN economies. If they're not in the value chains of the bigger company, they have no way of understanding 4.0. We have to bring them up to speed on 4.0. And these are the four things that the private sector we look at. And I think we've been very successful. But again, if you look back at the meetings, we had a lot of panel discussions on topics like advancing 4.0 in the global value chain, next generation for MSMEs, access to finance, because they find it difficult. And then you have circular economy that we're looking at.
But do you think all these statements, all these nice words during the meeting would be translated into concrete action somehow?
In the
ASEAN, as you know, has been always ridiculed as being a talk shop, right?
NATO, right? No action, talk only. But if you're looking at the private sector side, I think we'll have something that we've been working a lot in this area anyway. We'll have a lot of stuff to show the population at large. The government also, I think they've done some substantial work up to a level, but I must admit that the ASEAN work in total, ASEAN work has been progressing very slowly, and that's something that I think is not out of the norm because you have to have consensus before. You agree on doing whatever you want to do.
Okay, that's ASEAN style. I mean, you need
which I think in this era, I think we can change. But who's going to dare to change some of the concept that's been written down?
That's true.
We will continue our talk with Kun Arin Jira, Chairman of the ASEAN Advisory Council, tomorrow night on the challenges that ASEAN is facing. And that's all for ThaiPBS World tonight. Thank you for watching.